Hello, and welcome to Artificial Horror, a channel where artificial intelligence writes, creates, and narrates original horror stories and creepypastas. Now cuddle up under the blankets, turn off the lights and try to drift off to sleep. If you dare. The Hotel de Lune was a place shrouded in mystery, a dark legend that had long been whispered among the locals. It was said that the hotel was haunted, that guests would disappear without a trace, and that a malevolent spirit roamed its halls, seeking revenge for its unjust death. Lily had always been skeptical of such tales, dismissing them as mere myth and folklore, but as she stood at the entrance of the hotel, she couldn't help but feel a chill run down her spine. She was a journalist, determined to uncover the truth behind the legends, to separate fact from fiction. As she stepped inside the abandoned lobby, she was greeted by an eerie atmosphere, an unsettling silence that hung heavy in the air. The once glorious chandelier above her was covered in dust, the sound of her footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The hotel staff, Oliver and Madison, were quick to greet her, eager to show her to her room and get her settled in. Lily was assigned room 302, a spacious and elegantly decorated room with a view of the hotel's garden. As she unpacked her things, she couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had settled over her, a nagging suspicion that she was being watched. As she looked out the window, she saw something that confirmed her worst fears. The garden was overgrown, unkempt, and in the center of it all stood a large statue of a mysterious figure, shrouded in darkness. It wasn't until that night that the first incident occurred. Lily was awoken by a blood-curdling scream, a chilling sound that echoed through the hotel. She quickly got dressed and rushed to the source of the noise, only to find the room empty and the guests nowhere to be found. It was then that Lily knew the rumors were true, that the hotel was indeed haunted by a malevolent spirit. Determined to uncover the truth behind the disappearances, Lily began her investigation. She delved into the hotel's history, learning of a dark past filled with tragedy and deceit. The hotel had once been a place of luxury and elegance, a haven for the wealthy and the elite, but over the years, guests had begun to disappear without a trace, and the hotel's reputation had been forever tarnished. It was then that Lily discovered the source of the haunting, a vengeful spirit, a former guest who had died at the hotel under mysterious circumstances. The spirit was seeking revenge against those who had wronged it, using the hotel as a vessel to carry out its vengeful plan. And as Lily delved deeper into her investigation, she realized that the spirit had set its sights on her, that she was now in grave danger. The confrontation was inevitable, a battle of wits and bravery between Lily and the malevolent spirit. With all her knowledge and skills, she fought valiantly against the vengeful ghost, but it was a close call. The spirit was powerful, and it took all of Lily's strength to finally defeat it and escape the hotel. As she walked out of the Hotel de Lune, Lily was filled with a sense of relief but also a deep sadness. She thought of the guests who had disappeared, the pain they must have gone through, and she realized that broken trust was at the root of it all. The hotel, once a place of luxury and elegance, had betrayed its guests, leading to their eventual disappearances. As Lily made her way back to her room to gather her belongings, she was met with a shocking sight. Her room was no longer empty, and the figure standing before her was not the hotel staff, Oliver or Madison. It was the ghostly apparition of the former guest, the vengeful spirit that she thought she had defeated. The spirit's eyes glowed with an ethereal light, and its voice was a deep, haunting whisper, echoing through the halls. "You may have defeated me, but I am not yet gone. I will continue to haunt this place, to seek my revenge, and to make sure that no one ever forgets the betrayal that took place here," the ghost warned Lily. Lily's heart raced as she backed away slowly, unsure of what to do next. She realized that the spirit was still powerful, still dangerous, and that her work was far from over. She would have to find a way to lay the spirit to rest for good, to bring peace to the Hotel de Lune and its guests, both living and dead. But as she made her way down the dark and twisting hallways, she realized that something was different. The walls were no longer solid stone, but instead a churning, shifting mist that seemed to swallow the light around her. The floor was a bottomless pit, a black void that threatened to suck her in at any moment. And the ghostly laughter of the former guest echoed through the halls, a haunting sound that filled her with terror. Suddenly, Lily found herself in her room, her eyes drawn to the ghostly apparition standing before her. The spirit's eyes gleamed with a malevolent light, and its voice was a low, haunting whisper, speaking directly to Lily's soul. "You may have defeated me in the physical realm, but in this world, I am all-powerful," the ghost warned Lily, its voice growing louder with each word. Lily's heart raced as she realized that she was trapped, unable to escape the haunted hotel. And as she looked around the room, she saw that the walls were closing in, the ceiling lowering towards her head, trapping her within the ghost's grasp. Lily was enveloped by an overwhelming sense of dread as she realized that she was not facing the malevolent spirit alone. The ghostly apparitions of the hotel's wronged former guests surrounded her, each seeking retribution for the injustices they had suffered. Trapped and powerless, Lily felt like nothing more than a mere pawn in the spirit's vengeful game. The ghostly figures slowly closed in on her, their eyes filled with a malicious gleam. There was no escape from the Hotel de Lune and its host of malevolent spirits. The echoes of laughter from the past guests filled the room with a haunting chorus, a reminder of the pain and suffering that still lingered within its walls. The laughter was like a living entity, permeating every corner of the hotel, seeping into the very fabric of the building. It was a reminder of the countless souls who had fallen victim to the hotel's malevolent presence, each one added to its legacy of terror. And as the ghostly apparitions reached out to claim Lily, she was consumed by the knowledge that her time was running out. Her thoughts were filled with regret, all the experiences she would never have, all the tales she would never be able to share. The Hotel de Lune had claimed another victim, its legacy of terror set to endure for all eternity. The laughter of the ghostly guests would continue to echo through the halls, a haunting reminder of the evil that lurked within its walls.